Larson, and I want to share a very valuable lesson with you today. My operations manager, Amanda, will actually be going through step by step so you understand every single nitty-gritty detail of how to do this operation. Here at Real Estate Mad Education, we don't believe in fluff. We believe in details. We want to give you actionable information that you can follow along with and go implement right away. I hope you enjoy this training. Thank you.
Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use InvestorBase to find buyers. So the first thing you want to do is get an account and log in. Now, keep in mind, if you're using the free trial, the results are going to be a little bit less than what they would be with a paid version. Once you upgrade your account, you will see more results. Now, to get started, you're going to land here on this home page where you're going to enter in an address. So you're going to enter in the address of a property that you want to sell or find buyers for. So this could be a wholesale property. This could be one of your fix and flips. It could be one of your rentals that you're trying to offload. Doesn't really matter. Just enter in the address there. Now you have the search criteria that you can adjust as you want. I like to leave everything as default to begin, and then if you need to adjust further, you can do that at a later time. But if you do want to open up the search radius, if you're in a rural area or something like that, or if you're in a very populated area and you want to narrow that down, you can do that here. You can also keep this as 1 year if you want to find the most active current buyers, or you can go back 10 years. Property types, I like to leave this open, but if you do want to narrow this down further, if you're only looking for land buyers or mobile homes, that sort of thing, you can do that here. And then buyer types. So this is a really, really cool system because it actually tells you what buyers are flipping properties and what buyers are landlords. And you'll see that here in a minute whenever I hit the search button. But if you do want to narrow that down further, you can do that here as well. Again, I'm going to leave everything open and just show you what it looks like. So now once we click search, okay, it's going to take a couple of minutes. That was really quick. Sometimes it will take a little bit longer, so just keep that in mind. If you have a lot of results, it could take a couple minutes. Now over here on the right hand side is where you're going to see the results. There's a couple of really cool things to note here. So how they do this, you see the smart match here. It actually takes like the most, how do I want to word this? Likely buyers. So the people who it matched you with, who are most likely to buy your property, those are the ones that are going to appear up at the top. So you don't have to filter through and try to find, the closest match yourself. They already did that for you based on the home criteria, based on, the buyer and that kind of thing, what kind of stuff they're buying. So if they're a landlord, and that kind of thing. So very, very cool. So now you can spend your efforts just going top to bottom from those most likely to buy your house to least likely to buy your house. So now you already have the priority, which is really cool. Now, there's more. So you see I'm hovered over this property here, and on the left-hand side, there's a property card. So now you can see more about this buyer. You can see they like to buy and hold. You see the property information of what they have bought, how much they spent on that property, and their portfolio. So how many properties that they've purchased, their name, you have their contact information here, possible email. This is skip trace data, so just keep in mind it might not be 100% accurate. So what we suggest is definitely using this data, but if you can't reach the buyer, go to like True People Search or one of the other online sites and actually find, some good contact information and get in touch. Don't give up if you try all of this information and you can't reach this buyer. These are verified buyers. We actually went down the list in our area. We've sold to a ton of these buyers. They are legit. A lot of the contact information is accurate as well. But again, nothing is 100% accurate. So if you don't reach them, make sure you go and you find that contact information somewhere. Do not give up on contacting this buyer. Make sure you call, make sure you text, make sure you email, whatever you got to do to get in touch, because these are legit buyers. All right, so now moving on, you can see the icons here. So when I told you earlier that you'll know if they're a landlord or a flipper, these little blue icons are flippers, and then the green icons are landlords. Of course, we want to reach out to all of these people, no matter what type. So again, it's really cool information to have, but it's not going to stop me from reaching out to a flipper or a landlord. I'm going to contact both of those people. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down this list. And again, if you hover over, you're going to see a lot of this information. Now, let's say you are calling this person. So we're going to go ahead and just, let's see here. So you have all the information here. You have this here. Now, if you go up to My Deals, so here's something really cool. Let me show you really quick. Now, if you go to My Deals, they actually have, it's kind of like a mini CRM. So this is not going to take the place of like your Podio system or whatever else you're using to fully track your deals. However, this is going to be really a good option for you so that you know what buyers that you've contacted, what notes are for that buyer, and that sort of thing. So here are just some of the searches that we've used, as examples. If you want to switch the view, you can do that as well. I like this view here. But now let's say we want to click into the one that we were just searching for. Let's do that. It's going to show us kind of the same version. However, you'll see a little bit different of a view here. And this is because you can now, let's say you found a buyer for that property. Now you can just change the status. Let's say you went ahead and assigned the contract, or you've put it under like the B2C contract. That just means under contract basically. And then you've closed the deal. So you can update the status. That way, if you have a team in here, like buyers, VAs, or whatever it is that you're using, they'll be able to see the status and they won't waste time on those properties. You can have them focus on the properties that are under the searching for buyer status. So that's really cool. And then if you click into it, so before when we were on the main page and I was, clicking the table card or whatever of the person, nothing was popping up. So to get this area here, you do need to go to My Deals first, click on the property, and then click on the buyer, right? So that's how I got this to show up here. Now we can put in our notes. So this is where your buyer's VA or your dispo agent can put in the notes of attempted contact, left voicemail. Of course, they'll want to put, left message. Let's just put the date, as much information as possible. So anyone else can come in here and just kind of continue to work off that lead. There is another drop-down menu for the specific contact. So, no answer if they are interested, and so on. So you can adjust those statuses as well. Okay, so that's really cool. And then on top of that, there's actually a way, let me see. So down here at the bottom, you see this little download button. It says 23 results, given the criteria that we have here. Again, if we want to open this up, we could go back and do that. Let's see if we can add more. Okay, I wasn't really sure about that part, if we zoomed out, if it would add anything, or if you have to go back to the beginning and adjust your criteria from there. So it looks like you will have to go back and adjust your criteria from the main page. That's totally fine. However, when we do get to this page, again, if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see that here there's 23 results, and you can actually just click download. Open up that spreadsheet. And now what that does is it makes it a lot easier to take this information and run it through like a mass text campaign, a cold call campaign, an RVM campaign, whatever it is, so that you can mass contact all of these people at once. However, just keep in mind how I like to do this is one by one dialing first, especially for these big buyers. These are verified active buyers. So I'm not just trying to send out a mass campaign and just see what comes back. Now, I'm not against doing that, but I would prefer first for someone to actually take the time and go through, especially if there's only like 23 results, to go through one by one, because then you're going to learn more information. You're going to get them on the phone. Most likely, you're going to verify the number so you know it's them. You can ask them a bunch of questions. It's the mass texting, the mass cold calling, that kind of thing. I really like to do when you have a lot of people that you haven't been able to contact. It's a really, really big list. You have like a ton of numbers, some of those skip trace lists where you have 7, 8 phone numbers and 1,000 people on it. It makes sense at that point. But again, when you only have like 23 names and a few numbers to try, this is where I would tell my buyer's VA or my dispo VA, like, pick up the phone, try these numbers, find out which one works. If none of them work, that's when you head over to manual skip tracing. Do whatever you have to do to find, the accurate contact information for these buyers and get in touch. That's going to be, the key thing here. Having the information is great, but if you don't actually do anything with it or you don't make contact, then it's not going to do you any good. So that's basically it. Let me see. I think I've showed you pretty much everything. Buyer search. So that's, where we started my deals. That's where we're at right now. And then of course, if you ever want to adjust anything here, you can do that. So you can manage your subscription, you can reset your password, and that kind of thing. So I hope this video was very helpful. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, that's all I have. If you want help from Matt's team to generate 10 to 15 verified buyer leads per day, send an email to hello@realestatemat.com with the subject line that says buyers.